What was the stupidest thing you ever said to your crush? We were going surfing. It was the first time I was going ... On the way there it started raining a bit. And I asked if it was still okay to surf in the rain ... He looked at me a bit confused ... So I asked if our feet would slip from the board if it's raining ... I think I figured it out before his brain could find a nice way to ask if I was an idiot. Even when he asked me out to be his GF, I said up to you. That also stunned him into silence ... There are so many instances I must have said truly airheaded things to him ... Anyhow, he still married me lol. When I was in high school, I was 14-15, I think. I had a huge crush to my teacher. He was still young then. I think we were his first students, since he graduated, and most if not all of my friends and classmates know it. One day, my classmate told me that our teacher is getting married, and I was so shocked I ran to their office and looked for him lol. He wasn't there. Then, I saw him getting in his car, so I ran and asked him, "Sir, are you really getting married?" And he said no while laughing, and I was so happy. P.S. He's happily married now. I walked up to him when he was sitting at a table of 3 other people, sat down, and said, "I've decided that you are my boyfriend." And it was awkward silence. We then politely debated for a few minutes about how he wasn't my boyfriend, except I was insistent that he was. Meanwhile the onlookers were flabbergasted. I was 14, he was 16. Turns out he was secretly dating his best friend's ex-girlfriend. That cat didn't come out of the bag until months later. Fast forward a few years and he tells me I should have dated you. I was about to leave town to go to college, and I wound up alone with the girl I had a crush on for months. We were lightly flirting all night. I worked up the courage and said to her, "The last thing I want to do before I leave is kiss you." She interpreted that as meaning that I didn't want to kiss her, like that was the last thing I'd want. It hurt her feelings, and there was no way to convince her that I meant the opposite of that. It was graduation and I was talking to her while the valedictorian was giving his speech. She remarked that he is going to be great as a physicist after college. My stupid remark was, why would someone as smart as him want to be gym teacher? Backstory: my high school days were spent skateboarding, playing MTG and watching MTV. I did go to college and get smarter, and 25 years later I still regret saying that. We had that stage of re-friendship with him, and so, when he came to my house, we were just kissing. I've been fucking cleaning all day, but I didn't shave in that very place. As a result, when he offered to jerk off to each other, I refused, saying that I would not jerk off to him sober ... I meant that I wouldn't be so brave. But that's not how he understood it. I remember when I saw her walking through the halls at our high school, and she was also a nursing student, and I had a weird twitch in my arm the night before in the shower. So I walked netted to her and asked if she had any advice about it. Nothing really came from it, but she probably thought I was weird as hell for it. When I was younger, I was reading this Garfield comic, and in this one strip it said in my native language that this one word means "I like you," and the word actually meant fat. So I walked over to my crush, said with full chest plash, "Utiana aka Fotso, you are lovely." So I called my crush fat. Nice. I went on a date with this guy once, major crush on him for a while. We went back to his place after and ended up having sex. He looked at me during and said, "You love my cock, don't you, all seductive like?" I stared at him and said I guess so ... threw the whole vibe off. But so did him saying cock like that. Etty hot, I'd fuck, I just got a weird look. Was one of those things that worked out better in my head. But when she looked at me like I was crazy, I kind of froze up and couldn't save that situation. C blurted out to my crush, "Did you know sneezes travel at about 100 miles per hour? Fascinating, right?" She just stared at me, and I realized my attempt to break the ice ended up freezing the moment. We never really talked much after that science fact disaster. I've posted this before, but what the hey? In high school, at the library, I bumped my hand against my friend's crush's erection, paused, grabbed it, squeezed and said, "What the fuck do you have in your pocket?" I wasn't playing dumb. I was just dumb. I could not look him in the eye for weeks. 9 is the best, and I was making a joke, but he thought I actually knew about cars after I said that, and he just kept going on and on about this car. And I had to pretend to know what I was talking about. Had her over for a movie, sitting on the couch next to each other. And 10 minutes in she comes a little closer and said, "I've already seen this movie." Simply said back, "Oh, I haven't." She slides back and it was semi-awkward the rest of the movie. Didn't work out afterwards, lol. Hey. So, I see we share the same class, that's cool. Wait. Why did I say that? Wait. Why am I saying this? Shit, now she's looking at me weird. Yes. I did say all that. Let's just say word got around school, and now all the girls and guys avoid me. I managed to keep spoken language sort of under control, but my body language can get pretty weird, e.g. looming over her and grinning maniacally. I can tell by her recoiling response that this isn't good, and have managed to stop doing this now. Back in high school, had a situationship with a cute guy who played in a basketball tournament. Texted him, "Congrats on kissing ass, you were really awesome." I was supposed to say kicking ass. Damn autocorrect. But we just laughed about it. Back in high school, that I liked her. Over WhatsApp. And it never went anywhere. Should have summoned up the courage to at least say it in person. I had plenty of opportunities when we were together with just the two of us as well. Not knowing what it meant, I told my crush that I had roast beef. I thought I was just talking about the color brownish because I'm mixed. Nope, not at all. He eventually explained it to me, and now we've been together for over a year. Guess I can't flirt with you anymore. 'Cause you're a girl. She didn't realize I was ever flirting with her. She was also in a relationship at the time. Not a great thing to say, but I've probably said worse and can't remember. This guy I know said this. We were on a double date with this guy. The girl he liked, me, and the girl I liked. He turns to his girl and says, "So, I hear you like me." The girls and I laughed pretty hard. Maberji mumpulpul. Or something like that. I've blocked a lot of that encounter. She looked at me and kinda walked away sideways over to her friends. Sigh. I'm sorry. Lisa Snow. Grade 8 crush. We were texting and she said her friend did her makeup and she thought she looked like a whore. Upon seeing her, I agreed she looked like a whore. She never texted me again. I lost my teddy bear. Can I sleep with you? Deadass the first thing I ever said to this girl. But we were teenagers, so I think she found it funny. We're still best friends till this day. Freshman year of high school. I walked right up to my crush and pulled his headphones out of his ear to say hi. He got mad, said never do that to anyone, and hated me after that. An incredibly long and cringy proclamation of my love, sent via text, while she was with her boyfriend and a bunch of other people hanging out. A hangout I wasn't invited to. I tried to tell her I liked her, but I started stuttering, mixing up word places, and almost cried. Surprisingly, it worked out. We've been together for over a year now. She's so friendly. After a little conversation, I told her that I actually like her. She pukes in her mouth a bit, then rejects me in the most polite way possible. I once told a girl I really liked during argument that it was all in her head. I don't know why. I have a habit of saying stupid things. We didn't hit it off. So, we've known each other for 3 years. Do you see this getting anywhere? No, it's too difficult. And those were the last words shared between us. So for me it was that I fell right in front of him while holding a bag of popcorn, and then I asked him while laying on the floor, "Do you want some?" I told him Cobb was a type of cheese, that's why it was a Cobb salad. And then even worse, I doubled down on it the next time we ate together. There was a formal event in college. I forgot how to talk and told her she looked snazzy in her makes ball gown hand motions. I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth. I was like, are you a broom? 'Cause you swept me off my feet. Lamau. And that burst of laughter, embarrassed as fuck Lamau. How does it look? While she was fixing her hair. To which I responded, I don't know. I'm not a girl, folk in hell M8. I said, I have feelings for her. After saying that, I started crying automatically. I don't know why it happened. I once told my crush they had beautiful eyes. But then I added, wait. Let me put my glasses on. Smooth, right. I kinda blurted random noises to a crush I had years ago. And she looked at me like a weirdo, and I died inside, not sharing. But it made me miss out on a one-time shag with my crush of 30 years, who had friend-zoned me. I knew her for a while, we chatted quite a few times. I told her that I think that her father is conservative, asked my crush if they were wifey, because I was feeling a strong connection. Cue the awkward silence. I wouldn't count it as saying, but I laughed so hard at one of her jokes I accidentally spat in her face. I don't want to get married. But in hindsight, I realized it's good to be honest more than anything. This man said you deserve better ... I said I don't want better. I want you ... UGH. I'm cringing LL. I handed him a note that said I love you, then walked away. Neither of us mentioned it after that. I love you. No, never. Ever say that to a woman who's not your child or sister or mom.